Hello everyone and welcome back to Granted Gardens. Today is a fun video for those of you that have heard about the garden to go kits or SpringFest at Lowe's. I got my hands on one. So today I want to show you what my kit looks like and some of the things that I'm doing to get my plant up and going, and to share a little bit with you guys about the Lowe's garden to go through their SpringFest. So those of you that may not know exactly what I'm talking about, Lowe's has done something this year called SpringFest, and essentially what it is they've got a bunch of deals, they've got a bunch of in-store demos, and then they're also doing what they're referring to as like garden to go kits or little giveaways every Thursday. The giveaways are done through like a drive-through. It's really neat how they have it set up so it's COVID friendly. And in order for you to get a kit, you need to sign up the Thursday previously, okay? And the link goes live on the Lowe's website at 12 a.m. Eastern time. So you have to jump on it because it goes quick. So a small disclaimer here. For this kit, this was the first kit. They gave them away today, which is, I believe, the 8th. In order for me to get this kit, I had to sign up last week, which was the first Thursday of April. I had signed up. I had got on and I had signed up really early in the morning, and it was working, but it kept freezing on me. So long story short, I was working with Lowe's customer service. Shout out to Miss Gail and Frederick. If anyone knows her, please share this with her and let her know that I adore her and thank you so much for being so patient. Miss Gail, you're a rock star. So Miss Gail was helping me, and long story short, I couldn't get through to that next chapter of the sign up, even though I was in the sign up phase. Either way, I did get my kit today, so I went and I picked it up today. My kit might look a little different than everyone else's because they had to do some favors for me. Thank you so much, Lowe's, Frederick, Maryland. So this is a general concept, general idea of what the kit looks like, okay? So we've got a bucket. I'm going to unpack it here and show you guys what's inside. While I'm here, I think this is a great time for me to mention my new shirt. This is a Wolterman Homestead shirt that I have on here. Our good friends Dylan and Megan are the Wolterman Homestead. If you guys have not heard of them or you don't currently follow them, check out the link below. I'll link their YouTube page. They're a beautiful family. They do gardening, they have chickens, they do homeschooling, they do a ton of cooking with amazing meals. So go check out Megan and Dylan at the Wolterman Homestead. All right, so here we have our kit. All right, so you can see we got a Lowe's 5-gallon bucket. I pulled this out. This is a Bonnie plant. Let's see which one it is. It's a Candyland tomato. I've never heard of Candyland tomatoes, but that looks really cool. So we've got a tomato plant here. It looks really, really healthy, so I'm excited about that. Got some roots hanging down. Damp, so it's not like it's not well taken care of. We got some flowers coming up in here. So I'll show you guys the tag. Clean it off a little bit. So they look like they might be like medium tomatoes. They're on the vine. Candyland tomato. Sounds cool, very different. Doesn't really have any information on flavor or anything like that, but it'll be something new. Never tried it before, so I'm excited. All right, what's next? We've got some gloves in here, which are awesome. You can never have enough gardening gloves. We have all-purpose plant food, so something to feed the babies, and a bag of potting mix. So this is a 8-quart bag. This is not going to be enough to fill up this 5-gallon bucket, but I love 5-gallon buckets, so we'll hold on to that. So I'm actually substituting a smaller Lowe's bucket that we already had here. I'm going to use this to plant my tomato in for right now. I've drilled some holes in the bottom of it. So this is going to be sufficient as far as soil goes, and a decent size for my tomato plant. Alright, so I've got a gallon of water here. The ingredients here for the plant food are listed here on the back. It says for outdoor, mix 1.5 tablespoons with 1.5 gallons of water. I don't have a watering can that does, or that holds 1.5 gallons. So we're winging this a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put our gloves on. All right, so I've got 1 gallon of water here. I'm reading the instructions that come with the all-purpose plant food. It says to mix 1 tablespoon for every 1 gallon of water. Twist this back up. It actually comes with a little twist tie in here. Convenient. So we'll twist tie that. And then I'm gonna let this like stir a little bit, sit a little bit. I'll just find something to start with. Next, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna plant our tomato. So we've got our tomato plant here. It's healthy, it's bushy. And we're gonna prep this and get this ready to plant into our bucket. To start with, we're gonna get our soil into our bucket. I filled it up just a little over halfway while we prep our tomato. Now, when it comes to planting tomatoes, there are a few things that you want to take into consideration. Number one, you want to plant them deep, okay? So we're gonna actually take off quite a few of these stems here so that we can plant this tomato deep in this bucket. So I pulled out my tomato plant. It's root bound, which is great. It's a healthy plant. And now what I want to do is make sure that your hands are clean, or grab a pair of shears or garden snips, and we're going to go through and we're going to pick off the bottom branches here. Now, if you look closely, you can see that a lot of these are actually armpits, or what we call suckers. So when I say sucker, what I'm referring to is the branches that grow in the armpit of the plant. So you can see this stalk right here. This is the main stalk. That one we want to make sure that you do not break off, because if you do by accident break that off, then you're topping your tomato plant. And if it's an indeterminate plant, then you've stopped it from getting any bigger. It won't grow any taller. All right, so what we're going to do is pull off those suckers first. So this big one, which I'm actually going to use snips for, we're going to trim that off. Trim off these little ones here. I know it looks scary, but trust and have faith. Trust and have faith. All right, so we went ahead and we took off those bottom branches here. I'm going to actually keep going, but this is a really good example of a sucker. So this little one, see where that armpit is? This little one right here is a sucker. Now what you can do with this is you can actually pinch this off, the one that was growing out of the armpit, and put it in water and it'll root, and you will have a completely brand new tomato plant. You'll get a free tomato plant out of that. So I might actually do that. So keep up with me on this and see how this does. I'll share it in the videos. So again, I'm gonna snip off these bottom branches. Again, here we have an example of a sucker. So this little one that's growing out of the armpit, this one's actually much bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna snip this. I'm gonna also keep this one, put it in water, root it, and have a free tomato plant. All right, and I'm gonna snip off this bottom one, and then I'm actually gonna snip off that one as well. So now that we've snipped away at our poor little tomato plant, next what I'm gonna do is, see this, we've got flowers. I don't want flowers right now. It's too young. We're just now transplanting it. We don't want it to focus on growing fruit yet. We want it to focus on developing strong roots. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually pick off these flowers too. A lot of people get really nervous about doing that. I used to get very nervous about doing that, but I've done this now and I've seen how well tomatoes do when you prune them properly and guide them in the direction of focusing their energy on growing roots and becoming a stronger plant instead of putting off fruit or putting off flowers. All right, so the next thing that you want to take into consideration when you're doing a tomato plant is you want to plant it deep, okay? If you can take a really close look, do you see these fibers here? Those fibers on the side of the plant, those will actually turn into roots. If you bury the plant all of those little fibers will turn into roots, which will eventually make you a much stronger plant, right? And that's what we're going for here. We want to work on making this plant strong. So I'm gonna actually bury this plant right up to here. So I'm gonna just open up the roots here a little bit over the pot so I'm not wasting soil. Open them up a little bit, all right? And then, like I said, we wanna bury him deep. So I've got my tomato plant in there, the leaves just poking up over the top, And then add soil to the inside. Can you see how deep that is? Okay. And bury. And we're burying this plant, okay? We're burying it right up to its neck. Which there is going to be just enough soil in that bag to plant this in this smaller Lowe's bucket. So this is working out well. All right. So there we go. We've buried it right up to its neck. All right, happy tomato plant. I'm gonna actually go ahead and take off this little tiny branch here at the bottom. So, nice and happy tomato plant, right? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mix up my gallon of water and water my plant. Now, it is April 8th. It's early April here still, okay? I am in Maryland, we're zone 7A, I think, but our last frost date, our safe last frost date is May 15th, okay? So we don't ever plant anything in the ground prior to May 15th because that's when we know that we're in the safe zone. I'm not leaving this tomato outside. It is too cold for him at night. He will die. So I am going to make sure that I move him into the house, but I am going to water him really, really well with some of that plant food and that water mix before I move him in. You can kind of see the water's blue. Pretty neat. All right, so I've gone ahead and just put my bucket inside of another pot that has soil in it, just so that it doesn't leak all over the deck. And then, I don't know, there's something growing in there. I think it's a flower from last year, so dual purpose. When it leaks through the Lowe's bucket, it will feed the flower on the bottom. So I just want to make sure that I am soaking it well enough. Really, really good. Giving it a nice, good drink. Actually, what the heck? We're pretty close to the whole gallon. And then it'll drain out the bottom, so we don't have to worry about over watering it. It's gonna take what it can. It's gonna drain out the bottom. You can see now where a lot of my soil is coming up. We wanna just make sure we pack that soil in around the base of that tomato. We want those roots to grow. And then finish watering. And we're done. So if anyone else was able to sign up for this and was able to grab their garden to go kit, comment below. I want to know, did we all get tomatoes? Did you guys get something different? Did my kit look differently? Was there something that was included in yours that wasn't included in mine? I want to hear all the things. But remember, so next Thursday, you want to make sure you wake up early, set your alarm, log on, and sign up for the free kit. I think that next Thursday is a tree sapling, I believe. And then, so I probably won't be participating in that one. We have enough trees. We've actually planted a ton of trees on this property and we are just out of space. So I probably won't be participating in that one, but I want to make sure I see everyone else's. The one that we signed up for this morning was for the piñata. I also did not get that one, but I really want to see what everyone else gets, so make sure you share. Go check out the Wolterman Homestead and let me know what you guys got in your garden to go kits. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.